She had 2.3 million followers, but after she posted this video only one was watching, and it wasn't human. Every notification sounds like water dripping. Drip, drip, drip. The phone buzzes non-stop. 47 notifications, then 200, then 5,000, all in under a minute. Every comment says the same thing. She's coming for you. You shouldn't have laughed. The river remembers. Delete them, block the accounts, doesn't matter, more appear. And here's what makes it worse. Every new follower has the same profile picture, a woman's face, half submerged in dark water, eyes open, staring directly at the camera. The phone screen flickers. For just 1 second, the woman in the water blinks. The phone gets thrown across the room. It lands face up, still glowing, still buzzing. Someone tries to turn it off, holds the power button, nothing happens. The screen displays a new notification. You can't block me, I'm already inside. Drip, drip, drip. The sound isn't coming from the notifications anymore. It's coming from the bathroom, from the sink, from every faucet in the apartment. Water that shouldn't be running. Her name is Zainab Zizi Okafor. 26 years old. Light skin, perfectly laid edges, designer clothes that cost more than most people's rent. 2.3 million Instagram followers. 800k on TikTok. 1.2 million on YouTube. She's an influencer. Full-time. The kind who gets paid $15,000 per post. Brand deals with Fashion Nova, Maybelline and a skincare line launching in 3 weeks. Zainab worked for this. She came from age gunnel, 1 room, no running water, 6 people sleeping on the same floor. She clawed her way out with nothing but a phone, perfect lighting, and the ability to make people believe her life was perfect. Her bio says no limits, no rules, just vibes. And she means it. She goes anywhere, does anything, posts everything. Here's the contradiction. Zainab has millions of followers, but she's terrified of being alone, terrified of irrelevance, terrified that one day people will stop watching. So she pushes boundaries, says outrageous things, goes to places others won't go. 3 days ago she went too far. And now something is pushing back. The video was supposed to be simple content. Zainab and her videographer Kunal drove to a village in Osun State. She'd seen photos of a river shrine online. Aesthetic, spiritual vibes, perfect for a connecting with my roots post. When they arrived, local women were gathered at the shrine. Older women wrapped in white praying, offerings laid out carefully, fruits, flowers, bottles of gin, white cloth. An elderly woman stepped forward. Sister, please, we are worshipping, this place is sacred, you cannot film here today. Zainab smiled, the camera ready smile, we'll be quick, just a few shots. No, the woman said firmly, this shrine belongs to Mami water, the river spirit, you must respect. Zainab laughed, actually laughed. Auntie, it's 2025, Mami water, it's just water and rocks. The women went silent. Kunal whispered, Z, let's just go. But Zainab was already walking toward the shrine, past the offerings, past the worshippers. She stood right at the edge of the water, posed hand on hip, head tilted, duck lips and said, Kunal, make sure you get the shrine in the background. She posted it with the caption, when the ancestors try to stop your glow up. 500,000 views in the first hour. The comments exploded, half of them laughing, calling her iconic, the other half warning her. You're playing with something you don't understand. Mami water doesn't forget. Delete this now. Zainab pinned the funniest comment, not the ancestors being haters. That was the system. Disrespect gets engagement, controversy gets views, outrage gets money. And Zainab knew how to work the system. What she didn't know was that Mami water has her own system. And it doesn't run on algorithms. That night, Zainab received her first message. From an account with no name, no profile picture, just a blank avatar and 1 line of text. You stood where you should not have stood, now I stand where you stand. Zainab blocked it. The next morning her phone wouldn't stop buzzing, apps opening by themselves, photos rearranging in her gallery, videos playing on loop, videos she didn't download. All of them showed water, rivers, ocean waves, women singing in languages she didn't recognize. And in every single video, if you paused at the right moment, there was a face in the water. The same face watching. By day 2, Zainab's life started collapsing. Her biggest brand deal called, "We're going in a different direction," no explanation. Then another and another. Within 48 hours she lost 4 sponsorships, $80,000 in deals, gone. Her engagement tanked. Posts that used to get 100k likes were stuck at 5,000, but the comments kept coming, thousands of them, in Yoruba, in Igbo, in Pidgin. She couldn't translate most of them, but the tone was clear, anger. Then her followers started disappearing. Not unfollowing, vanishing. Accounts she'd tagged in old posts deleted, messages in her DMs erased. It was like people were being removed from her digital history. Kunal called her panicking, "Z, I need you to see something." He sent her the raw footage from the shrine. Zainab watched herself pose, watched herself laugh, but in the background, barely visible in the water, there was a figure. A woman, long black hair floating in the current, pale skin, watching Zainab. Zainab paused the video, zoomed in. The woman's face filled her screen. She was beautiful, unnaturally beautiful, eyes too large, smile too wide. Zainab's phone buzzed. A new DM, from the same blank account. "You wanted followers, now you have one who will never leave." Before Zainab could respond, her Instagram live turned on by itself. She wasn't touching the screen, but she was live, 200 viewers, then 2,000, then 50,000. Her camera flipped to show her face pale, terrified, confused. The comments flooded in. "What's wrong with her? Why does she look scared? Is this a prank?" Then the camera flipped again. But it didn't show her apartment. It showed the river, the shrine at night. Zainab was still sitting in her Lagos apartment, but her phone was broadcasting from Osun State. And standing at the shrine, looking directly into the camera, was the woman from the water. "Mami water." She spoke, her voice layered like dozens of women speaking at once. "You used me for content, now you are my content." The live stream ended. Zainab's follower count started climbing, 2.4 million, 2.6 million, 3 million. But every new follower had the same profile picture. The woman in the water. Staring. Zainab stopped posting. For the first time in 4 years, her accounts went silent. She couldn't sleep. Every time she closed her eyes, she dreamed of drowning, not in water, in phones, screens pressing down on her face, notifications filling her lungs. Followers pulling her deeper and deeper. She stopped looking at her phone, kept it in a drawer, face down, powered off. It didn't matter, it still buzzed. Kunal came to her apartment, found her sitting on the floor, hair undone, no makeup. She looked small. "Z, you need help, real help." She finally agreed. They went to see a babalawo, a traditional priest in Ikja. The old man listened to her story without interrupting. When she finished, he asked one question. "Why did you mock the shrine?" Zainab opened her mouth to defend herself, but the words wouldn't come. Because the truth was too ugly, she didn't think it mattered. She thought she was untouchable, thought her followers made her powerful, thought tradition was something old people clung to, not something that could touch her. I wanted to stay relevant," she whispered. The babalawo nodded slowly. "And now you are, but not in the way you wanted." He explained, "Mami Wata is a spirit of beauty, wealth, vanity and power. She is drawn to those who seek attention, those who crave eyes on them. But she demands respect. You took her sacred space and made it a backdrop. You treated her like a prop. Now she has made you her prop. How do I fix it?" "You return, you apologize, not for your followers, not for content, for real." Zainab looked at him. "That's it, just apologize." The babalawo's eyes were sharp. "The question, daughter, is whether you can apologize when no one is watching. Can you do something that won't trend, that won't get you likes, that no one will ever see?" That question sat in Zainab's chest like a stone. Because the truth was, she didn't know. Every apology she'd ever made was public, filmed, captioned, performed. She'd never done anything without an audience. Not in years. Zainab drove back to Osun alone. No Kunnal, no camera, no ring light. She left her phone in the car still buzzing, still glowing with notifications she refused to read. She walked to the shrine. The same elderly woman was there. She didn't speak, just watched. Zainab knelt at the water's edge. For the first time in years she wasn't performing, wasn't thinking about angles or lighting. She was just there. "I'm sorry," she said quietly. "I was wrong, I disrespected you, I disrespected this place. I thought I was bigger than I am." The water was still. Then slowly, ripples spread across the surface. A figure rose from the center of the river. Mami water. She was more beautiful than any photo could capture, and more terrifying. Her eyes weren't human, her smile wasn't kind. She looked at Zainab for a long moment. Then she tilted her head and smiled. Not cruel, not forgiving. Just knowing. She sank back into the water without a word. Zainab's phone, back in the car, went silent. When she finally checked it hours later, everything was back to normal. The ghost followers gone, her account back to 2.3 million, real people. The notifications stopped. But Zainab never posted about what happened. She went back to regular content, makeup tutorials, outfit posts, sponsorships. But she never filmed at shrines again, never mocked traditions, never laughed at things she didn't understand. And every time she looked at her reflection in a mirror, in a window, in any body of water she saw her. Mami water. Still watching. Not as punishment. As a reminder. Because here's what people don't know. 2 months later, Zainab's platform exploded. She hit 5 million followers, her biggest month ever. People said she'd changed, that she seemed more authentic, more respectful. Her engagement skyrocketed. She became more famous than ever. Here's the question. Zainab disrespected a sacred spirit. She apologized, she learned her lesson, but she also became more successful because of it. Her redemption arc made her more relatable, more likable, more profitable. So did she really change? Or did she just learn how to perform respect the same way she performed everything else? If being humble and respectful made you more famous, would you do it because it's right, or because it works? Follow this channel for more interesting stories.